so first let's start on this side closest to us. Right here I have some grapes that are growing. I just planted this because it was on sale. Bought the plant for $2. It's been in there for a couple years. It's a white grape. Haven't had any grapes on it yet, but it grows, looks pretty, keeps the whole entire garden looking lush. And I don't know, I like it. Maybe I'll pickle the grape leaves or something, who knows. And then right next to that we have probably my favorite plant. It's hard to get a good view of this guy, but it's a purple tree collard. They're perennial, and this plant is really cool because it just grows constantly, and it's bolted a couple times, but I'll just cut off whatever part's bolting and it will keep shooting up non-bolting stems, So let's take a little closer look in here and see what's going on. Especially if we come around this side, you can see the stems and where I've cut stuff off. And then if we get down in here, you can see the main stem. It's got a couple offshoots over there growing off, but some eggplants down there. Those little eggies, good, nice. So we'll come back up. Follow this out. It's just humongous. It's a beautiful plant. And the leaves are gorgeous. They're great to wrap things up in. Make some wraps. Very sturdy, very tasty actually. So, moving on. Back here I have two types of tomatoes. This one right here is called the Japanese black trifle, trifle. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but they've been quite productive. They make these little tomatoes. They aren't too big. They're very tasty. They almost have like a chocolatey flavor, and the flesh is just excellent on them. However, this plant isn't doing so hot. It's definitely got some problems down here. Parts of it are just dying. Not really sure why. Been watering it, but it seems like it just doesn't really want to stay alive. So I'm pulling it out today. Down here there's some cyan queen Thai basil, which is cool. Got these really pretty flower heads. And this is some holy basil here. I love that stuff. It smells amazing. You gotta smell it. Then moving on here, we actually have some indigo rose tomatoes, which are very, very pretty tomatoes, but relatively tasteless, unfortunately. I grew them because they looked pretty and they're supposed to be high in antioxidants, but not too high in flavor, so that will be coming out today. And we already kind of talked about this guy. The collards are really doing their job to shade it out, but this is the eggplant. We saw those eggies down there. I think this is fairy tale eggplant. I'm not exactly sure. Anywho, right next to it we have the golden Marconi peppers. This is a nice sized pepper right here. They're really good. I mean, really sweet. You could just eat this thing plain, and it would be absolutely delicious. So I got a good bit of these going. They're all up here. And then back there you see this bonnie plant variety called the sweet thing peppers. They're not too tasty, but they're a great addition to curries and dishes like that where you just slice up a bunch of them. Adds great color, some good flavor. I'll be trying to dry those, maybe smoke some of them, we'll see. And some basil. This basil's just bolting its face off. It's got seeds everywhere, but I've been letting it grow and continue to seed for these little flowers so that the bees can pollinate, and this definitely attracts the bees. I also like to eat these flowers. If you can get them off, they have just a little bit of basil flavor. And the nectar in there makes them kind of sweet. So anyway, that's the basil. Then moving over here we have purple pepper. It's like a purple bell pepper. I'll get more in the shade, so. That's the first one I've gotten this season. This plant has not been doing too well. You can see on the ground it's been dropping a good bit of leaves. But yeah, it's purple bell. We have these are yummy snacking peppers. These were really late to come on this season, but now that they are established, they're growing pretty well. There's a ripe one. Oh look, it's a pineapple ground cherry. And the pineapple ground cherry plants, we'll get to those, but they have been absolutely invasive in my garden. So moving on back here, let's see if I can find one. Well, you can see them up here. There's, you know, plenty of tomatoes around here. These are called Midnight in Moscow, and they're beautiful tomato. They're delicious. I had some actually in the beginning of the video over inside. You can see actually these ground cherries on the ground everywhere down there. So moving on, this is the Santa Fe pepper plant. I actually really like this plant right here. You can see some of the red peppers peeking out. What I really like about this plant is, first of all, the color of the peppers, but also the flavor. The flavor is basically a banana pepper and a jalapeno pepper together. And I really like the flavor of those. They're really good, really pretty, and it's been doing really well. It's producing peppers all along. Then moving on over here, you can see all these bad boys. This jalapeno. It's got tons of jalapenos on it. I mean, this thing is just growing everywhere. Yes. And then this pepper, the ají dulce. I'm extremely excited about this pepper. It's a habanero type. If we get close, we can see how much like a habanero it actually looks. But it's sweet. The seeds are spicy, but it's got a wonderful tropical flavor. I mean, and I love the way this plant grows. It's really a beautiful plant. So then back here we have more ground cherries. They're just everywhere back here. You can like just look over there. You can see them just everywhere. I only have 2 of these plants. And I mean, they've rooted themselves. They'll root right off the stems. That's like solid in there. Actually, I might want to just pull this up so I can see. Yeah, see, it's rooted up in there. That's actually a stray garlic right there. Hey, little garlic. And that leaf that's right there is actually an artichoke leaf. That artichoke plant is totally getting shaded out, but hopefully when I get rid of these ground cherries and stuff, it'll have a chance to establish, maybe get some growing on. And then I'm going to back up for a little bit because this part of the garden is by far the most prolific. Yeah, these plants are just doing amazing. Down here we have, first we have this bad boy, this cherry tomato. Oop, focus, focus, focus. No, I don't want to. Anyway, these cherry tomatoes are just prolific. I mean, there's tomatoes absolutely everywhere. Hidden in there, back there, up there, there's a bunch. And this plant, I mean, it just keeps trying to climb the house, and then it gets too tall, and you'll see up here, it just falls over. The trellis catches it, and it just continues to grow. And there are just tomatoes everywhere out here. And then after the tomatoes is these peppers. Oh man. I don't even know if you can see all those. Might be so dark because of the light. But so many peppers. These are the mole chilies. And they're doing really well. They ripen to like a chocolatey brown color. Let's see if I can find one that's ripe. Anyway, that's the chocolatey brown they ripen to. And I've been having this weird problem with my peppers where they do like this type of thing, and I'm not really sure why. They start out ripe and they get like this. I thought it was blossom end rot, but I don't think it is. Anyway, you can see over here. There's more of them. More peppers and more peppers, and this cherry tomato plant is just prolific. If you look down here, there's so many cherry tomatoes. Just look in here. There's so many. And that's just one cherry tomato plant. It's just nuts. And then hidden in here, actually, I don't know if you can see this. There you go. These are paprika peppers. Like, I got these seeds from rareseeds.com called Leek Shower or something like that. Anyway, these are getting pretty nice and ripe. I'm excited to make my own paprika. Here's another plant that I have in one of these grow bags that's also doing pretty well. I pruned all these, so they have these nice thick stems, and I definitely recommend pruning your pepper plants when they're young. Even though it's hard to do it, I recommend doing it. Another ají dulce. It's basil mint. Love that plant. Some lime thyme. I have a blueberry. This is called the sharp blueberry. It's a small, low bush type, maybe like almost bonsai size. Now this plant's really weird. This is like a patio pepper that I just kind of neglected, but it's putting on peppers and doing well. Down here, shadow out of it. We have the spicy orange thyme. Some go-to cola back there. This is katuk. These leaves taste like peanuts. It's kind of weird, but they have these pretty little flowers as well. So get our leaves in there for you. But I don't know if you can see on the basil mint. It's so hard to tell with the sun at my back, but the leaves are almost iridescent and shiny. It's cool. And then back there in the corner, we have some Viking chokeberries, and down on the ground here is some banana mint. Mint that tastes like bananas. Weird. Some pineapple sage. And then we'll move to the back garden bed over here. This garden bed's really nice because the soil in it is very, very good. It's very rich. The soil up here I had to make myself. That's a mix of compost, vermiculite, perlite, coconut coir, and peat moss. And then it has some vermicompost thrown in it, some rock dust, and kelp and other things. There's my mom. She's gonna come out and say hello.
Alright, can't believe it.
Say hello to the video.
Hello video. Hello world.
She's so cute. So I'm gonna start this video again in a second.